commit to the play and don't feel like you're the worst one in the class.
It's really cool to kind of see them think outside of the box.
Sometimes those criticisms aren't necessarily right.
It's a great idea, but it has to be educational.
Introduce yourself. Tell me your name, how old you are, what you do.
My name is Jeramie Heflin. I'm 15, about to be 16. I work at the movie theater.
I saw the show last night, and I'm just going to jump right into this. So I'm going to assume, and if you have other interests, definitely tell me, but acting is your main squeeze.
It's not my main. It's just 7th grade year, my friend got me to do it.
Uh-huh.
And like at the end of the year, my teacher said, in 8th grade, you're definitely doing this for your main elective. I'm like, okay.
Well, after your show last night, I will say you did a really good job.
Thank
you were a very convincing Geppetto.
Thank you.
I thought the set and everything was cool. How long did it take you to do your makeup?
It took about 25-30 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did look pretty old.
Yeah. I look like an old woman.
Yeah. So run me through what it's like to be on stage. What are you feeling? What are you thinking?
At first, it's very nerve-wracking. Then, well, because the lights, they're really bright, so you can't really see the audience that well. You can only see like the first 4 rows. So it's a lot easier. So you can't really see the people in the back. So it's like really like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because like I kind of have stage fright. And like I get really nervous talking in front of like large groups of people. At the beginning, it's like super nerve-wracking. Then Sammy, the person that was working the stage, I had to remind him like when to close it and when to open it. Because he opens it like right before I go on.
Yeah.
So
when you guys were starting this play, did you get to pick your own parts or were they assigned?
we got to pick them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What made you choose Geppetto?
Growing up, I obviously watched it like tons of times. It was like one of my favorite movies of all time. And because of the way I've grown, and since at the beginning of the year I was the only guy in the class, Braden, the other guy, he's not really in drama class, but he was last year. And since we were short a person, we needed someone to fill in. It just felt right for me to go for Geppetto.
Yeah.
So, not knowing that there were going to be that many lines.
Yeah. What other like creative outlets are you into? Is it mostly acting? Like, do you draw, shoot video? Like, what do you like to do?
I used to be a mechanic, so I used to just work on cars all the time. I tried playing guitars once. It didn't work because I was like too young to understand it.
Yeah.
I was like 6. So I'm like, what do I do with this?
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the show, like we're pretty creative centric, where you just want to like, especially with like our own staff, we kind of want to get to know like what they're into, sort of like how they do stuff. So I'm gonna keep pushing on like the kind of acting button.
All right.
So like so you said you kind of started in like 7th grade. What other shows have you been a part of, and what's been your favorite one?
8th grade year is the one where I did like actual shows. At the beginning of the year, we did Romeo and Juliet. So I played the noble prince. I don't remember his name. But then later in the year, we did Once on This Island Junior. It was a musical, and I was the gatekeeper.
Did you all have to sing?
Huh?
Did you all have to sing?
We all had to sing.
Oh, wow.
So that was new. All the parts I've ever had were like supporting roles, never like a lead role like I have now.
Yeah.
So it's a new experience, but I feel like personally that I did it pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still a little nervous about tonight though,
Why?
because like
Just being up there?
yeah, and me looking like an old woman.
Yeah.
I hate the way they put on my makeup, but it's whatever.
Yeah. I thought it sold pretty well from the audience.
Really?
So.
I've only seen it like close up, so that might explain it.
Yeah. Well, I've seen like this meme of like theater kids being like, I'm only gonna put on a little makeup so you don't look dead in the lights, and then it shows a hard cut picture and it's just like you have like a cake on your face.
Yeah.
So.
That's how it was supposed to be, like really light. Like the hair, that's how it was supposed to be. but like the face, I wasn't supposed to look like an old woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk me through like crowd interaction, because a lot of other plays I've been to, it's usually like the crowd and the audience are very separate, like we're just observing. But this one felt very like, I mean, you got the kids involved, you got like crowd talking to you and doing stuff. How's that feel?
It feels like really cool because you're interacting with the audience, so it makes them feel a part of the play as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, in one of my lines or one of my parts, I have to interact with the audience to teach Pinocchio how to walk. So, it's very fun working with like the tiny kids, mainly because they like barely learned how to walk themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like really fun. Pinocchio itself just has a lot of audience interaction.
Mm-hmm.
So, because in the middle of it, there's like a chase scene where we fall over audience members. We ask them like questions all the time, and at the beginning, it's just a huge monologue straight to the audience
Yeah.
with a lot of audience interaction. So,
I thought it was a cool show. So in your acting career, let's say,
Ooh.
what have been some, besides stage fright, because I feel like that's pretty natural, but like what are some other like struggles you've run into?
Memory issues.
Mm-hmm.
I have short-term memory loss, so it's hard going through the line because like every time we'd go through rehearsal, I'd have trouble going through like my first paragraphs.
Yeah.
So I'd always be forgetting like the lines. Other than that, I'm honestly not sure because me personally, I like talking in front of crowds in a way.
Yeah.
Like there's some times where like I can like do anything in front of a crowd and be perfectly fine with it. Other times I'll be like terrified out of my mind.
Yeah.
So honestly, it just depends on how I slept.
Yeah. All right, run me through your entire sleep schedule. How do you optimize? No. So recently we had an open mic night and I did my first comedy routine. And like, yeah, I feel like I'm very extroverted. I like to talk to people. I like being social, and I really enjoy being funny. Then the second I got up there, I was just
Everything
like,
changed.
dude, like the heart is just like going gnarly, and
My heart was beating so fast right
Yeah.
before the curtains opened.
yeah, and so like I filmed my performance thinking like if I bomb, I have a funny clip, and if it's well, good marketing.
Yeah.
And so like the entire time I'm up there, I'm thinking I'm stuttering, I'm twitching a lot, I'm fidgeting, I'm looking crazy.
Like the Joker.
Yeah. And then I watched the video again and I'm like, oh, I look normal. Like none of the things I was thinking that were happening actually were happening. So
It's all like your self-consciousness
yeah.
going on in your head. One thing my teacher said is that my hands are like at my waist most of the play.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what to do with my hands because like we didn't really go over it, and it's just like a lot of improv because we didn't really go over what to do in that first scene where it's just me and Pinocchio. We didn't really go over it except for me carrying her out. So like I don't know what to do with my hands, so I'm just like oh no, what do I do?
Yeah. I get that. So do you have any future productions planned already, or is each one sort of just come and go?
We got Pinocchio like 2 months ago.
Okay.
Well, not even that, like a month and a half ago. So we didn't really have a lot of time because we were still like trying to figure out who's gonna stay in the class, how many people we have, and like what play we're gonna do. Because at the beginning of the year, we played a lot of games, like get comfortable with the people that we're gonna be performing with. We did a couple of like plays that we might do, but everyone loves Pinocchio, so we stuck with that. I'm not sure if we're gonna do a musical next time or not. Not sure yet. But yeah, every like performance is like
Yeah, I get you.
yeah.
So yeah, it seems like you have a pretty interactive class. Everyone seems to want to be there.
Yeah.
So, okay, so going through acting or going through anything you're really passionate about, tell me like some stuff that has surprised you that maybe you weren't expecting, you didn't understand, and then it's just like a light bulb, like a new discovery in acting.
I didn't think I'd like singing.
Okay, we'll talk. So, okay, you were surprised that you liked singing.
Yeah.
What about it? Like, do you like the musical part of it? Do you feel like kind of empowered doing it? Like you feel excited?
Yeah. Like I feel I'm more comfortable singing than I am like just regular talking like my lines.
Mm-hmm.
Singing, I've always sang since I was like a little one.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has.
Yeah.
Like especially in the shower. Everyone
Yeah.
sings in the shower. Singing just like kind of comforts me.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'll just be going through the day and I'll sing like a constant like 2 to 3 songs in my head.
Yeah.
I'll always have a song just going in my head. My mind's like a jukebox.
Yeah.
Like, where's that song coming from? And how do I know it so well? So,
I get that. Okay. Well, if I know you're still kind of early in your journey, but let's say you go back and you meet 7th, 8th grade you,
oh my.
and you're getting into acting, and you're a little nervous about it, or maybe you're not sure it'll work out.
What would I tell myself?
What would you tell yourself now that you have experience and foresight?
Relax.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be too tense or hard on yourself. Because you're always going to be hard on yourself no matter what, but try not to be too hard. Because while you need self-discipline, it's best to relax sometimes and just like take a chill. Because back in 7th and 8th grade, I was always so worried about forgetting things because my memory. But I'd always be so worried about like, oh, I did this wrong, or oh, I did that wrong, instead of just being a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
I'd always just be so worried about stuff to where I wasn't enjoying the show.
Well, thanks for sitting down with me. This was good. So we will chat again in the future. Cool. Thank you.